Oscar Piastri's rise in Formula One has been nothing short of phenomenal, a rookie-turned-championship contender who defied expectations and took the fight to the biggest names in the sport. But as the 2025 season reaches boiling point, cracks are beginning to appear inside McLaren. What started as a healthy intra-team rivalry has allegedly evolved into a power struggle between Piastri and Lando Norris, one that could determine not just the title, but the very future of McLaren's driver lineup. Reports suggest that behind the polished PR statements, McLaren is deeply divided. Singapore was the turning point, a tense wheel-to-wheel moment when Norris bumped past Piastri for position, breaking what insiders call the papaya rules, a supposed agreement to avoid intra-team chaos. Since then, whispers of favoritism, internal arguments, and controversial strategy calls have spiraled into one of the biggest stories of the year. And if these tensions continue, Piastri might just decide he's had enough. Before we dive deeper into what's really going on behind the scenes and where Piastri could end up next, make sure to subscribe. This story could define the next era of Formula One, and you won't want to miss how it unfolds. The growing storm around Oscar Piastri's future is rapidly becoming one of the most explosive sagas in recent Formula One history. The Australian, who currently leads the World Championship by 22 points ahead of his teammate Lando Norris and Max Verstappen, now finds himself at the centre of rumours that could reshape the entire F1 grid. Despite McLaren's outward success, a championship-contending car, victories across continents and back-to-back constructors' titles, the team appears to be tearing apart from within. Everything seemed perfect for McLaren at the start of 2025. Two young, blisteringly fast drivers, a car capable of matching Red Bull on pace, and a management team that claimed harmony and unity were their greatest strengths. But the Singapore Grand Prix changed everything. When Norris forced his way past Piastri in a bold but controversial overtake, ignoring what insiders describe as the team's papaya rules, the illusion of internal peace shattered instantly. Cameras caught Piastri's furious expression in the garage post-race, and whispers began to spread. Was McLaren favouring Norris? That single incident set off a chain reaction. On social media, fans accused McLaren of bias, pointing to team radio calls that allegedly disadvantaged Piastri during critical strategy moments. The tension only grew when several McLaren crew members were seen celebrating their constructors' title without Piastri's presence, a moment that didn't go unnoticed by the paddock. For many, it was the clearest sign yet that something was deeply wrong inside Woking. Then came a bombshell revelation. Former IndyCar champion Alex Palou claimed in a court case that Zak Brown never wanted to sign Piastri in the first place. If true, it paints a picture of a team that has tolerated, not embraced, its championship leader. It's a stunning claim that could explain Piastri's growing sense of alienation, and why those close to him, including his manager Mark Webber, might already be exploring options elsewhere. Ralf Schumacher's comments added gasoline to an already raging fire. Speaking on Sky Germany, he declared that Piastri could go anywhere, even suggesting that Red Bull might pursue him if Verstappen decides to leave. Schumacher's remarks weren't random. Webber's deep personal connections within the Red Bull organization make such a move entirely plausible. And with Christian Horner now gone and the team's internal politics shifting, Red Bull could be looking for a calm, data-driven driver like Piastri to stabilize their future lineup. If Verstappen's future truly is uncertain, and the rumors of his discontent at Red Bull are to be believed, then Piastri could become the most sought-after driver on the grid. His speed, adaptability, and unflappable composure make him an ideal successor to Verstappen's throne. But the question remains, would Piastri be willing to abandon the team that gave him his first shot at glory? Other possibilities have emerged too. Ferrari's internal atmosphere seems to be reaching a breaking point, with growing frustration inside the team and reports suggesting Charles Leclerc may be losing confidence in the SF25 project after another difficult season. The once promising Ferrari dream has turned into a cycle of inconsistency, leaving the team searching for a fresh start. Meanwhile, at Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso's expected retirement after 2026 could open another door, especially if the team's new factory and engine project begin to show results. Piastri could become the face of that next chapter, the driver to finally deliver on Aston's long-standing ambitions. Mercedes, however, might be the most intriguing destination of all. George Russell's contract extension remains uncertain, and although he's enjoying his best season yet, Toto Wolff has stayed unusually quiet about the team's long-term plans. Could Mercedes be quietly positioning itself to bring Piastri on board in the post-Hamilton era? If the team returns to top form under the 2026 regulations, that partnership could be something special. Not everyone believes leaving McLaren would be a smart move, though. Former team principal Guenther Steiner has advised against it, saying that walking away from a winning team could harm Piastri's momentum. He argues that if Piastri beats Norris this year, which looks increasingly possible, he would naturally become McLaren's lead driver, with the influence to shape the team around him. But Formula One isn't just about strategy, it's also about emotion, politics, and timing. Once a driver feels the team no longer has his full support, things can change quickly. Some insiders have even predicted that tensions between Norris and Piastri could boil over before the season ends, a rivalry that might echo the intensity of past championship battles. Adding to the intrigue, Bernie Ecclestone recently called Piastri one of the best young drivers on the grid, praising his maturity and composure. That kind of endorsement only increases the pressure on McLaren to keep him happy and prove they're the right team for his future. Behind closed doors, McLaren is doing everything possible to show unity. Official statements describe recent on-track moments as hard but fair racing. But within the paddock, the whispers tell a different story. Some believe that discussions about Piastri's future may already be underway, and in Formula One, those talks can shift the balance of power overnight. History shows that these stories rarely end quietly. When strong partnerships start to fracture, things can unravel fast. Even when success is still coming on track, McLaren might be closing in on a world title, but they could also be at risk of losing the very driver who helped deliver it. As the championship heads to the United States Grand Prix, all eyes will be on the team dynamic. Every radio message, every pit wall shot, every interaction will be closely watched. The battle for the title is still alive, but so is the battle for Oscar Piastri's future. And in Formula One, loyalties can shift as fast as the cars themselves. If Oscar Piastri does choose to move on, would it be the boldest step of his career or the biggest gamble yet? And could we be witnessing the start of Formula One's next big power shift? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.